Hi, my name is Evie Klein. I've heard a few models for things that you need for successful public spaces. That Deanna, a system is important. Emily, you've talked about more of the neighborhood advocacy. People who live on that street know which streets. But then the privately owned public spaces is still, in my mind, still problematic when the owner isn't necessarily the one who benefits from that space directly. And so in terms of design and what the objectives are for those public spaces, is there, and clearly with the 41% poor marginal quality might be part of why what leads to that. Are there models for sort of more engaging design objectives other than you don't have homeless people sleeping there, there's a place to sit and eat your lunch?
So the answer is yes. Michael Sillerman actually referred to and brought up the fact that it's been a long time since 1961 where copying Mies, Van der Rohe, and Seagram Plaza as a sort of podium in front of the building, if you will, which wasn't even conceived of as a public space. I'll mention, by the way, Philip Johnson reported when he was still alive that when Mies Van der Rohe saw people sitting in the plaza in front of the Seagram building, he was surprised. I mean, why would people sit there? That wasn't the point of it. This was a tower in a plaza, tower in a park, but tower in a plaza. So it wasn't, the whole notion of the law at that time was not actually so much for public use as to set the buildings back, open things up, et cetera. But we've learned a lot since then. People have referenced, again, Holly White, Gale, et cetera. We know all the usual suspects. And there are certain best practices. I wonder how we've really, whether it's totally evidence-based, but they seem to work well, and I can accept a lot of this stuff. So you can look at the improvements over the years from 1975 to 77, all the way up through what Amanda did, when she was chair of city planning. And it has indeed produced much, much better spaces, but there aren't that many. Unfortunately, the animals were out of the barn, largely, so there aren't that many new ones. But there are really good new ones. And then there are modified ones, which are dramatically improved. If you look at what was Harmony Atrium and is now the David Rubenstein Atrium right next to Lincoln Center, that's a dramatic improvement of an interior public space, $27 million later of Lincoln Center money. So yes, there are models in New York.
Hey, let's not forget Zuccotti Park.
Well, we can forget about it in certain ways and talk about its design specifically. I think what was wonderful about it was how it was activated by people. And by the way, as we always observe, that the public had more rights in Zuccotti Park than it had next door in City Hall Park, owned by the city.